Good morning, students. We will continue chapter 10, nutrition. We have discussed 6 types of nutrients, 6 classes of nutrients. Number 1, carbohydrate. Number 2, fats. Number 3, proteins. Number 4, minerals. Number 5, vitamins. And number 6, water. So today we will see fats. Before that, 1 mole of carbohydrate releases 4.1 kilocalories of energy. Alright, so remember, 1 mole of carbohydrate releases this much of energy. We will study fats as nutrients. They are also made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. These are the 3 elements they are made up of. They produce more energy than carbohydrates. 1 mole of fats give or produces 9.45 kilocalories of energy. So they produce more energy than carbohydrates. Another point here is they are found in, where are they found? Where do we find them? In what they are available: cream, meat, fish, oil, meat, and so on. They are found in these things, and the absorbable units of fats are fatty acids and glycerol. Fat is a very complex, cannot be absorbed by our blood, our body, and so they have to be broken down into the absorbable units. They are also called smallest units, fatty acids and glycerol. Let's see the functions of fats. What are they used for? What is the function? Number 1 is they produce energy. We have already mentioned here. They produce energy. Number 2, they store food for emergency. They are stored forms of food. We can store them under our skin in our body as fats. Number 3, fats act as solvent for fat-soluble vitamins. There are some vitamins which can be dissolved, which can be soluble only in fats. So they help in dissolving fat-soluble vitamins. Number 4 function, under our skin, and there is fat. Fats under our skin insulate our body. Insulate means they protect our body from cold. They don't allow the environmental cold to get inside. So these are 4 functions of fats. Now coming to the third class of nutrients is proteins. Very, very important food, very, very important nutrient that should be added to our diet because they are body building food. Alright? Because of proteins, our body is built up. It develops. They are made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen as usual. But in addition, they have nitrogen. Nitrogen is the main component of proteins. Nitrogen is the main component of proteins. In addition to these 4 elements, sulfur and phosphorus also are found in proteins. Another point, the absorbable forms. Protein as a whole is very complex. They have to be broken down into smallest units called amino acids. So these are absorbable form, amino acids. Where are they found? Pulses, grains, dal, beans, peas, nuts, meat, fish, etc. They are found in wide varieties of food. Alright, so these are some of the points about proteins. Let's see the function. As we already discussed, they help in growth and repair of the body cells. When our body cells die, when we get injured, the repairing takes place, our body growth takes place because of proteins. Number two, they also produce energy, but little energy, less energy than fats and carbohydrates do. They produce less energy than fats and carbohydrates. Deficiency of protein causes, when there is lack of protein in our body, in the childhood, when there is lack of proteins, there are two problems, two diseases that are caused. Number one is kwashiorkor and marasmus. Kwashiorkor and marasmus. I have given you homework. Read from your book and find out what the diseases are, what happens, and then find the symptoms of the disease, okay, and how can it be treated. Find out the symptoms and their treatment. Number 4, mineral salts. Minerals are very, very important nutrient that needs to be taken in our diet. They may be required in large amount, they may be required in very less amount, but we need them for our body functioning properly. Let's see, they can be obtained from vegetables and fruits and many other things. They can be obtained from vegetables, that's why we need to eat vegetables. Fruits, they are present richly in these things. They are important as they protect us from deficiency diseases. There are so many deficiency diseases which we may face when we do not take these mineral nutrients or salts. Salt, for example, the common salt, sodium chloride that we eat every day, it supplies sodium and chlorine. So sodium and chlorine, we take it as salt. There are two kinds of elements or two kinds of nutrients, mineral nutrients, two kinds of mineral nutrients on the basis of their requirement by our body. Some of them, number one is macronutrients. They are needed in large amount. Examples we have sodium, calcium, potassium, magnesium. Micronutrients, they are required in less amount, needed in less quantity. Iron, zinc, iodine, copper, etc. In the table in your book, they are classified and they are given as micronutrients and micronutrients. They are listed. So you go through them. Let's see now some important elements, their functions and what they cause, what diseases that they cause. I have written here sodium and potassium. They regulate acid-base equilibrium in our body, in the blood. In their absence, the lack of sodium and potassium, what do they cause? Muscular cramps, and the message that flows through the nerve fibers cannot flow, cannot be transmitted if they are lacking in our diet. And that's why we need to take them. Calcium and phosphorus, strengthening bones, teeth, and particularly calcium helps in clotting of blood. So, our bones are very important, teeth is important, our clotting of blood also is important. So, we need to take calcium and phosphorus because they strengthen our bones and teeth. Deficiency disease, ricket, poor skeletal growth. Our bone, skeletal system is very poor. The lack of calcium and phosphorus. Iron helps in formation of hemoglobin in the blood, the red pigment. Deficiency, anemia. Iodine, proper functioning of thyroid gland, which is there near the neck here, thyroid gland. In the absence of iodine, insufficient iodine intake causes goiter, swollen neck here. Chlorine, water balance in the blood. It balances what keeps water balance in the blood. Secretion of hydrochloric acid in gastric juice. In the absence of chlorine, there is again muscular cramp, like absence of sodium and potassium. Copper, production of melanin. Melanin is the pigment of the skin, pigment of the hair. So it helps to produce melanin. In the absence of copper, loss of body weight, anemia. Phosphorus, production of ATP, adenosine triphosphate, is a chemical energy during respiration. It helps to produce energy during respiration. In the absence of phosphorus, they assist calcium and phosphorus here, weak bones, and at the same time energy production will not be there. Magnesium, production of enzymes, structuring of bones and teeth. Proper structuring of bones, proper structuring of teeth is due to intake of magnesium, and when it is missing in our diet, irritability of nervous system. So this is all about mineral nutrients that we require in our diet, and in the absence of this, when we do not take them sufficiently, we have these problems. In the chart given in your book, please study and go through them.